Dragonball drip 24/7.
What is going down, guys? It's your boy. You're watching Dragon Ball Drip 24/7, and this video is going to be about Dragon Ball, the actual OG Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball GT. I'm talking about Dragon Ball, and I bring that up because a lot, believe it or not, of Dragon Ball fans have not seen Dragon Ball, especially the younger audience and the younger fans. They have not seen it, and I had to ask myself, why is that? Now, I know for me, who started watching Dragon Ball years ago, okay, I mean like 30 fucking years ago, guys, it was Dragon Ball Z. Now, we didn't get Dragon Ball, okay? I didn't discover Dragon Ball till years later, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years later, after I started watching Dragon Ball Z, because it wasn't televised. I mean, when I saw Dragon Ball Z, it was like on Sunday morning on some random channel in Kansas City where I used to live, okay? And I was wondering, what the fuck is this? How can I watch more? All right, but it wasn't until I saw Dragon Ball that I really started to appreciate the other characters in that series, especially the Z Warriors, okay, who most people look at now as just, you know, watered down sidekicks. But if you know your history, you know that every person on the Z team has earned their position, okay, as a Z fighter. All right, you cannot take that term Z fighter lightly, especially if you know your history. And Goku's not gonna run around with scrubs. All right, even if he's, you know, even if he surpassed him by, I don't know, by miles, okay, because even then their powers, their abilities are nothing to laugh at. And that's what made me really appreciate the characters even more. Even though when I started watching Dragon Ball Z, I fell in love with Ten Shinhan, because matter of fact, the first episode I ever saw was at the episode where it was a filler episode where they went in to train because they were trying to get ready for Nappa and Vegeta to land. So they had to, everybody was training, and they went into this, like, I guess you want to call it a practice module, where they went in there and it felt like it was real, and they were fighting other Saiyans in there. It was Ten Shinhan, it was Krillin, and it was Yamcha in there, and I think Chaozu as well. And they were in there training, and they got their asses handed to them, but they showed their abilities, which I thought were awesome. A lot of them were, and that's how I, you know, figured out who these characters were. But going back and watching Dragon Ball, I discovered how dope these characters really were. And then it also shed light on some other things, topics that I really can't get into in this video because it would take fucking forever, because I would break the shit all the way down. But I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that for you guys. And yeah, I mean, that's the topic of discussion. I mean, really, Dragon Ball as a series is something that I think every fan of Dragon Ball should watch. If you haven't seen Dragon Ball and you love Dragon Ball Z, or you love Dragon Ball Super, you should definitely check out Dragon Ball when you get an opportunity. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Some of my favorite characters come out of Dragon Ball. Mercenary Tao, aka Tao Pai Pai, is one of my favorite characters. He's like my top 5, okay? And if you don't know who that guy is, then definitely check out Dragon Ball. You don't even have to check out Dragon Ball. Go to YouTube and Google him, all right? And you'll see what I mean. But there's a lot of other characters that came from Dragon Ball that are awesome characters, okay? Yajirobe is another character that I bet a lot of people didn't know was actually pretty fucking tough, pretty strong, okay? He actually had a fight with Goku, and they had a nice little battle, okay? Yajirobe was nothing, is nothing to, you know, nothing to cough at. He's really quite talented. He's very powerful in his own right, believe it or not. But you know, you wouldn't really know that unless you watched Dragon Ball, okay? And there's other characters too. There's so many other ones that I could mention that I like a lot, but those are the main ones, some of the main ones. And I just, like I said, I wanted to make this video for the people who haven't seen Dragon Ball yet. I'm sure there's still some of you guys out there, and just check it out, man. I think you can watch it. You can watch it on one of these platforms, guys. I know Funimation or one of these places has it where you can watch it. You can probably watch some of it on YouTube, quiet as it's kept. But yeah, I just really wanted to kind of push that envelope with the Dragon Ball thing, because I really do love that series. I mean, Dragon Ball Z is my favorite, but Dragon Ball is right there. Okay, depending on what kind of day I'm having, I mean, Dragon Ball could end up being that on certain days. You catch me on a good Saturday, it might be Dragon Ball. But I say all that to say, watch Dragon Ball if you haven't watched it. If you really want to get into the series a little bit more, maybe you're fresh to the series, maybe you're new to Dragon Ball. There's a lot of people out here who may be new to it, only know certain things about it, you know what I mean, and you want to know more. So yeah, check out Dragon Ball, guys. If you like the channel, if you like these discussions, leave a like and leave a comment, man, and I'll be doing these every week, so stay tuned. And I want to thank everybody for watching.